Hi guys, former Chief Whip Andrew Mitchel compared Boris Johnson to Rasputin in an analysis of what went down on Tuesday night. I've said before that Johnson seems at death's door politically, and then the threat to his position slowly fades away. I had honestly thought that we had reached the end of the road on Tuesday, but like the confidence vote, he may weather this storm. You'll have to go looking high and low to find a Prime Minister not resigning after losing 2 senior members of Cabinet and almost a dozen parliamentary secretaries. But enjoy Andrew Mitchel's description of Boris Johnson.
First of all, Andrew Mitchel, what have you made of the last 5 days?
Well, I'm afraid it is over, and the question now is how much longer this is going to go on and what damage will be done to the country and indeed to the Conservative Party brand. But it is over, and tonight the Prime Minister must think very carefully about what is in the best interests of the country and of the Conservative Party.
Before we get to the description, I don't think it's over, and Boris Johnson does not think about what's in the best interests of the party or the country. Boris Johnson only thinks about what's in the best interests of Boris Johnson. Andrew Mitchel knows this, so it's a bit pointless pleading with the Prime Minister or begging or asking the Prime Minister to please think of the country. He's not going to do that. He hasn't done it before, he's not going to do it now, and he's not going to do it in the future.
But when you say it's over, there is no way it is going to be over right now unless he was to resign. And certainly by what we heard from Nick about his tone tonight, that's highly unlikely. And if he manages not to lose any other cabinet ministers, you know, he's not necessarily going to be gone even before October, before the next election even.
It's a bit like the death of Rasputin. He's been poisoned, stabbed, he's been shot, his body's been dumped in the freezing. But don't you need resilience in your Prime Minister? Dumped in the freezing river, and still he lives. But this is an abnormal Prime Minister, a brilliantly charismatic, very funny, very amusing, big character. But I'm afraid he has neither the character nor the temperament to be our Prime Minister.
And he's right. But why is Boris Johnson surviving? I think that's the fundamental question. And I think it's because he basically surrounded himself with people who will always be by his side. If you look at who resigned, it was Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid. But those who remained by Boris Johnson's side, Nadine Dorries, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Liz Truss, these are people who have invested so much in Boris Johnson that if he were to go, they would likely go as well. They have no real political future. Whoever is going to replace Johnson, and if it turns out to be the polar opposite to Johnson, you're not going to see the likes of Jacob Rees-Mogg or Liz Truss being part of that cabinet. You will see more pragmatic figures, I think. But while many Tories want Johnson to go, he doesn't want to go himself, and he's going to cling on for as long as he can. And that could be weeks, and it could be months. Or, as the journalist here said, could be the next election. This is a disaster for the Conservative Party. The longer Johnson stays there, it's ruining their chances of winning an election, and it's ruining their chances when it comes to any by-elections. And it's also helping the SNP in Scotland. The longer Boris Johnson stays there, the more and more support there will be for independence. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.